Hi, welcome to the spray tanning success guide that I created. I thought I would do a little video so that way if you prefer a more virtual learning style, then you don't have to just read through it, and hopefully I can shed a little bit of extra light and insight to help you on your spray tanning journey. So if you downloaded this, that likely means that you are interested in spray tanning, starting spray tanning as a business, or you're maybe a newbie and you're just looking to gather as much tips and tricks and resources as possible. So I'm excited for you guys to dive in here. I've created this resource, this little virtual ebook for you, and I'm hoping that it's going to help you feel more confident, give you some insight, and push you forward in taking that next step in growing your spray tanning business. There's a lot of different reasons why someone might be interested in spray tanning. Maybe you already have a beauty business and you're looking to create another stream of income. Maybe you're looking for just a side hustle where you can earn a little bit of extra money with a flexible schedule, or maybe you're looking to leave your current career, 9-to-5 corporate, and go into something that is more fulfilling, which still allows flexibility, but will allow you to bring in a full-time income. So whatever your why is, I'm here to help you understand that it's totally possible. It is doable. If I can do it, you can definitely do it. The awesome thing about spray tanning is you really will get out of it whatever you're willing to put into it. There's so much potential. There's so many different opportunities. There's different niches and a bunch of different ways that you can really grow your business exactly how you want to and however suits your life and your goals. And what I want to share with you is that sometimes when you start something brand new, it can be a little overwhelming. Where do I even start? What do I do first? What should I invest my time and energy into, my money, all of the things, right? So I wanted to give you just a little peace of mind that I've done it all. I started 15 years ago. My son was 6 months old, and I actually started spray tanning in a tiny room off the side of my kitchen. And since then, I've been able to have so many great experiences, been spray tanning full time since 2017 when I opened my first commercial space. I've been able to educate with under large brands, speak and educate at large spray tanning conferences all over the US. And this year I hosted my first spray tanning luxury training in Toronto. So you just never know what doors might open when you start spray tanning. You never know how it might impact or change your business or your career. But I want you to know that I'm happy to support and help you to fast track your growth so that it doesn't take you so many years to move into it full time if that is something that you desire. So it took me a number of years to understand that the spray tanning has so much potential that it could generate its six figures all by itself. So when I attended my first spray tanning conference in Las Vegas, that's when my eyes were truly opened. And that's when I really started growing my spray tanning business. I started getting really serious about it. And that's when my clientele started to grow, where I became more confident. And shortly after that, I started educating in the spray tanning world. A couple things that I really love about spray tanning is one, I never get sick of having first-time clients when they see their spray tan for the first time. It's a feel-good business, and clients generally love the experience. So every time that I get to spray, especially a new client, even my regular clients just have such a great reaction. They just feel like they're better versions of themselves, feel like they look healthier, they look skinnier, they're more confident, just all the things makes them feel good, and that makes me feel good. And then from a business perspective, because my company actually does makeup, hair, and spray tanning, we specialize in special events and bridal and photo shoots and branding and all the things, but primarily special events and bridal. When it comes to the back end of the spray tanning side of my business, it is so simple. It's actually, you can basically automate the whole entire business as soon as you understand what your clients' needs are. And it requires very little back and forth. So it pretty much, once you get it going, it basically operates itself. You just have to do the actual spray tanning. So from a business perspective, also the overhead is much lower. So the profit margins are really high on the spray tanning compared to my other services. So when I first started spray tanning, it was an add-on to my makeup services, but the spray tanning quickly became my largest income generator. So the spray tanning grew, even though all of our other combined services earn more money from spray tanning, our profit margins are so much higher and the workload is so much lower on the spray tanning. So it's a smart way to run a beauty business. A couple different testimonials from some of my past students. You can also see those on our YouTube page, or you can Google us as well, Priceless Beauty, if you want to kind of creep to learn a little bit more about our business. And I kind of already went into a little bit about my journey and my story, but some of the most exciting things that I've done in the industry is being able to educate and train at the nation's top spray tanning conferences like the ASTP in Texas. I spoke on bridal spray tanning and becoming a Sunless bridal go-to expert. Slay the spray. I taught advanced spray tanning techniques in San Diego, Los Angeles, and Florida. At the Sunless Beauty Expo, I got to talk on actually automation for your spray tanning business. So the back end of running your beauty business working smarter, not harder. And I also was a guest speaker on the Happy Tans podcast. If you guys haven't heard of that, I highly recommend that you check out that podcast. Grant has tons of great information and a lot of amazing spray tanning speakers on there. So go ahead and check that out. I've literally sprayed for every possible spray tanning situation, for fitness competitions. I've done work on TV and film. So for spray tanning for productions, dance clients, everyday women that just come because they love the look and feel of having a spray tan. They're coming, every week or every 10 days. I've done mobile spray tanning, in-home services, in studio. I've had a commercial space. I've done all of the things. So I truly feel no matter which direction you're going, that if you have a question, that I would most likely be able to help support you and guide you through your spray tan journey. Whether you're looking to just have more balance in your life, if you're looking for something more fulfilling in your career, or just for fun as a side hustle, whatever it is, if you're looking to grow a multi-six-figure beauty business, I'm here to help because I love to see other women being independent, feeling empowered, and being able to do what you want to do with your life, especially if you are a mom and you're looking to be able to still spend time with your kids or have a more flexible schedule so you could travel or just enjoy your life more, then I feel like spray tanning is such a great way for you to do that. The awesome thing is that the spray tanning industry is really growing and it's come a super long way. So people are feeling a lot more comfortable, and spray tanning is now becoming an everyday, maybe not every day, but it's becoming part of your list of your beauty services. So you get your hair done, you get your nails done, you're getting your makeup for a special occasion, then you have to get a spray tan. So it's becoming more and more popular, and really it is for all types of people and all types of occasions. So it's not just for fair skin, it's for everybody. There is a benefit for spray tanning, and there's different purposes that people might want or be interested in having a spray tanning for. So it's very versatile, and you'll be able to learn how to create an application that's going to create the results your clients are looking for with proper product and technique. Right now is a really good time to jump into the spray tanning industry because people are becoming more health conscious, and less people are going into the sun, or do they have time to go into the sun or into the tanning beds to have that healthy looking glow. So it is a healthier alternative to doing the other methods of getting that sun-kissed color. I always tell my students to start at $55. Depending when you're listening to this, I might increase that number for my in-person or my virtual training students, but 55 is usually a good place to start. We want to create a luxury service for our clients, and we don't want to devalue ourselves or our industry, especially if you are investing in high quality training products, equipment, offering a 5-star experience, then we want to start by charging our worth. Okay. And then depending on, the purpose of the spray tan, where you're located, things like that, then that price can really range. If you do celebrity clients, then your pricing can definitely range depending on what you're offering. So if you're offering body contouring, do you specialize in something? What exactly does your package include? Then your price can vary. But if you break down the numbers, even if you're doing, say, $70 per client, and you do work 3 hours a day at 3 days a week, then you're still earning like $60,000 working a super part-time income. So it's not unrealistic to hit the 6 figures or more in your spray tanning business without having to work full-time. My goal for this time together and this ebook was to help equip you to get a better understanding of exactly what it takes to start and grow your spray tanning business. And this to be kind of like a little seed to plant for you to decide if you want to kind of move into that next stage, or hopefully if you already are spray tanning, it might give you a couple little nuggets and ideas to move that needle forward. So you might see sunless tanning or spray tanning used interchangeably, but there is a difference. So the sunless tanning is going to be basically creating the look of a spray tan without the harmful effects of the UV rays. So it could be by using lotions, mousses, any self-tanner product. That active ingredient is DHA, and it's going to have a reaction on the outermost layer of the skin, creating that tan, that fake or temporary tan, okay? Whereas a spray tan is that. So you can see a picture of me there with the spray tan gun. Now that could be done in a booth or it could be done handheld. So we're going to be talking today about the handheld custom spray tan application. So one of the benefits and the factors that people are moving towards the sunless tanning is because it is not damaging the skin, right? Like the UV, we're not creating that harmful effect damage. Some of my clients actually have had skin cancer and no longer want to or can go in the sun. So spray tanning is a great alternative for people who are looking for a healthier option to still get that look. The awesome thing about the spray tanning is that we can customize the outcome for our clients. There's a lot of different ways that this can be done based on the DHA, so the concentration level of the solution that we select, the bronzer, the color depth of the bronzer, how we apply it, how many coats we apply, how long they leave it on their skin while they're marinating, while it's developing. So there are a variety of different ways that we can create a customized experience to ensure that each and every client gets the best possible outcome. So there are options that allow clients to get last minute tans, like a rapid solution, for example. So they can come in the morning, get their spray tan, rinse off, and then their tan's going to be already starting to develop by that evening. So if they're looking for something instant, a spray tan is a great option, because if you were to go to a tanning bed or if you were to go to, getting sun outside, that takes several sessions or several hours or several days or weeks, depending on your skin tone, to get a nice, rich looking tan, whereas a spray tanning appointment, you're going to be selecting which color and the outcome that they want, and you're going to give that to them immediately. The spray tan only takes about 10 minutes to actually apply, so they'll be able to get that color nice and quick. Now, spray tans typically last about 6 to 10 days. However, as a professional spray tan artist, you can recommend tips and tricks on how to prep the skin, how to maintain the skin, and aftercare products to allow it to last much longer than that. So unlike a tanning bed or even at-home self-tanning products, there is a lot less maintenance involved, since they are coming to you, the professional, to apply the solution and to provide them with the pre and post care and after care products to ensure that they have a really great experience and that there's really minimal maintenance for the spray tan. As long as that they understand the instructions, it's very straightforward. At the end of the day, we get beauty services because it makes us feel good. It makes us feel confident. And spray tanning does just that. All of my clients say that they feel better. They feel more confident. They feel comfortable in their own skin. They're excited to go on vacation, not, showing up first day super pasty. Maybe they have different tones in their skin, uneven pigmentation. It helps to even it out. So there's so many reasons why people come, but at the end of the day, they're coming because it helps them to feel better. Now, within the spray tanning world, there are two different methods that are most popular. So you might hear the word airbrush spray tanning, HVLP spray tanning. Now, these are basically two different machines. So we're going to talk about the HVLP method right now, which is the most common method for application for traditional full body spray tan. So you can see this little machine here. This is actually the exact equipment that I use in my space. This is the Fuji Studio Tan, and it's with the 4200 spray tan gun. So there's a lot of different products and tools that you can choose from when doing your spray tanning business, but this is my personal go-to for doing decent volume. So what I mean by that is that I'm having clients back to back. So for somebody who has low volume or maybe does mobile services, you could use a smaller machine. However, this one is powerful, but it's not obnoxiously heavy or big. So on the occasion when I do travel with this specific machine for like fitness competitions where I'm doing a lot of volume, so number of people, number of bodies, this machine can handle it. So HVLP stands for high volume, low pressure, and is a handheld. So you see the gun right here. It attaches to the hose and then it attaches to this compressor here. This compressor also has two ventilation pockets with filters on either side, and it's not extremely loud. It is a little bit loud, but it's not too loud. So the reason why I like this machine, because it's powerful, it never overheats, and it applies a really nice, even, smooth application for my clients. And the main difference between the HVLP and the airbrush, which I'm going to show you in a moment, is that it's the amount of solution that comes out based on the size of the nozzle of the gun right here. So it actually has the option to have different settings, of course. However, typically you can have it set on a wider setting, which means you're going to be spraying the body nice and quick. It allows for a custom application. So once you get to understand how the gun settings work, you can actually manipulate the different settings on it in order to create different application techniques for each body type and the desired outcome. Mostly it creates a very flawless, even tan, which is always our goal. We want it to look like skin, as natural as possible. This one also has the option to disconnect the hose, or it has a free flowing air. So when you are not pulling the trigger, the air continues to flow out of the gun, which means it has a fast dry time because you're actually drying the client as you go. And say this, for example, compared to like a booth spray tan where no person is controlling the application, we have a lot more control because we can make decisions as spray tan artists, as spray tan techs, exactly how we're going to work around the client's body to ensure that we've created a very flawless, even application every single time. And I'll be real, this is something that you're going to have to practice. You're going to have to practice on several people, different body types, different skin tones, in order to really, truly understand and feel confident to create a flawless application for every client. Another tip is to ensure that you maintain the cleanliness of your equipment and your gun. And you're going to have to do a deep clean every once in a while, depending on how many sprays you have, in order to keep your equipment running properly. Now, we are depending on the equipment to work. So if you don't maintain it properly, fortunately, it might not work in your favor. I highly suggest for artists to have at least 2 guns to ensure that if something goes wrong on one, or maybe somebody has an allergy to a certain ingredient in a product, you have another gun that is clean and ready to go. Okay, so this is the airbrush. So this is a mini version of the airbrush. There are different variations of airbrush guns, but basically you can see between the size of this gun, you can see it in my hand here versus here. See the cup? That's where the solution goes. That's where the solution goes. They're much different, and you can see the nozzle is tiny compared to the nozzle on the HVLP gun. So funny story, fun fact, my first ever spray tan, somebody sprayed my entire body with a airbrush gun. Now it had a larger compressor, but ultimately the gun was the same size as this. And I want to say it took 45 minutes. I didn't care at the time just because I was so wowed by the end result that I never knew anything different. Now that I know better and I'm a professional at spray tanning, I understand why the HVLP is a significantly better option to do the whole body, because this gun is tiny and it's really hard to create even flawless results over the whole entire body. Plus it would take forever. So what we use the HVLP is for full body. And then we're going to use the airbrush for contouring or shading. So if you really dig into the spray tanning world, you are going to look for creative ways to create a better experience for your clients. And airbrush contouring is one way you can do that. And what airbrush contouring is creating definition by creating illusions of shadows on the body. So if you wear makeup, if you've ever got your makeup done before, and you've gotten contour on your cheekbones, on your nose, on your forehead, whatever. It's the exact same concept. However, it's done with spray tanning. So it is done by using a darker solution and a higher concentration of DHA and or more solution to create layers of depth. So we're creating the illusion of different focal points kind of receding by using this darker product. Okay, now this is a whole other area. So if you're brand new, don't worry about this right now, but it might be something to consider for the future. So I just do want to quickly say about the contouring that there are different methods and techniques specifically for contouring, and it can be done for all body types. And there are ways it can be done with the HVLP as well. And this is something that I actually go into depth in my contour training. However, just something to think about for future is that there is an option for every body, which is great. So it's not just designed for like athletic bodies where we're contouring abs and muscle groups and things like that. There's actually a way to create shading and sculpting and snatching for all bodies. So it is a really fun technique for learning to really create the best possible experience for your clients. Now, I'm a little biased since I am a spray tan artist and truly believe that the art of what I do is significantly better than a booth. However, if you are looking to grow a salon, a booth is not a bad idea. Some people are not comfortable to get naked or close to that in front of a person, and a booth could be something that you could have in a room to help generate more clients. So I personally wouldn't tan in a booth since I've had some crazy experiences in college with it. I don't think it creates the best results. However, don't rule it out if it's depending on the structure and the goals of your spray tanning business. Okay, so realistically, all you actually need is a spray tanning machine and spray tan solution to do a spray tan. However, I believe that you're here because you want to create the best possible experience for your clients, create something that feels very luxurious and feels special. And so that is going to require some extra products. I'm going to go through exactly what those are, what the purpose of them is, and then ultimately you get to decide what you think is going to work best to create that tanning experience for your clients. So obviously the MVP is your HVLP spray tan machine. You cannot create a spray tan without the machine. So basically you're going to load the solution into the cup right here, and you're going to plug in the gun into the hose, into the machine, turn on the machine, and then you're going to use the trigger to apply the solution. So the compressor creates pressure and pushes the solution out of the gun onto the client's body or wherever you spray it, okay? I really am a big fan of the Fuji guns. It is Canadian, but sold worldwide. And if you have any questions about equipment or products to choose for your spray tanning, feel free to reach out to me. Now, of course, we need a tanning solution in order to create the results on our clients. Keep in mind that high quality matters. So invest in high grade solutions that have DHA-based products and have a variety. And I would also say have rapid and traditional. So the difference between rapid and traditional is basically the concentration levels and your rinse time. So typically for rapid solutions, it's a 2, 4, or 6 hour rinse time, light, medium, and dark. And for your traditional, you simply select the DHA level, and it's typically 8 to 12 hours for rinse time. So depending on when your clients wants to rinse, so depending on maybe the time of day that they get the spray tan, the purpose of the spray tan, you might select rapid or traditional for them. Now, spray tanning can be messy. It is very messy, let's be honest. So we're going to need some type of unit in order to control the spray to avoid a lot of mess happening, basically, okay? So a spray tanning tent is great for mobile because you can just pop it up basically anywhere and spray right in the tent. If you are a home-based or if you have a commercial space or a studio, then you can actually get an extraction system, which is something that kind of is like a tent, but a more permanent option. And then I would say that to avoid a lot of overspray and mess happening, an extraction fan is super helpful. So an extraction unit will have the fans built in, or you can have it made. Where a tent, you can actually place that extraction fan at the back of the tent, and there's actually an opening at the back of the tent where the fan goes right in there, and it's going to extract out that overspray that gets into the air that creates the mess. And one thing I want to address about extraction as well is that spray tan is not designed to be inhaled. It's not designed to be taken into the body. So if you don't have an extraction, then ultimately you and your clients will be breathing in that spray tan solution, which really is not supposed to happen. So that is something to consider to ensure that you have, clean air in your space, even for mobile, to prevent that mess from happening in their space. So the spray tan has a tendency, or any self-tanning product has a tendency to adhere to the dry areas on your body and those that have creases and movement. So common areas would be the hands, the knuckles, the palms, the wrists, the elbows, the knees, the feet. Also, we want to cover the nails. So having a barrier cream is a great way to prevent that solution from over adhering or staining any areas that we don't want to. So I like the barrier cream for that reason. Not every spray tan artist uses barrier cream. I am a fan of it. The best way to maintain a spray tan is to keep the skin hydrated. So I recommend telling clients to hydrate their skin after the spray tan. Even better for you to retail a product that you know is spray tan safe, because not every ingredient in every lotion is actually going to work to maintain the spray tan as best as possible. So it's good to have a lotion, body moisturizer, even one that has a gradual tanner in it, in order to create the best possible results in longevity and the fade process to be really natural for them. Now you're going to want to have some basic cleaning supplies just to keep your equipment clean, your space clean, your tent clean. Nothing specific, but I do have my favorites on my Amazon shop if you want to check that out. Now, one thing we want to keep in mind is that if the client is standing in a tent or anywhere where the solution is hitting the ground, which it's going to, and the clients are using pressure of their body weight and standing on their feet, even if you were to put a barrier cream on there, they're still going to get, the bottoms of their feet will be darker. So I recommend using either sticky feet, towels, or craft paper. My personal recommendation is craft paper because I can keep it all day and just change it at the end of the day. So it's the lowest maintenance one. And I also don't want to wash towels every day. So I personally like the recyclable craft paper. I'm located just outside of Toronto, and we have a climate that tends to be causing people's skin to be dry. If they're inside in the winter or the colder months, the forced air causes our skin to be really dry. And then sometimes in the summer, the same thing can happen with the AC, or unfortunately, sometimes even it's oily. So I find the pH balance spray helps to maintain their skin's hydration and their pH levels, so that way the spray tan absorbs nice and even. And plus, I like to create a more luxurious experience for my clients. So giving those kind of pre-preparation steps, I find really helps to have them create the best experience possible. I also like to have makeup wipes or baby wipes, and that way after the tan is complete, I actually just wipe the palms of their hands, the tops of their fingernails, and around the edges of the backs and the bottom of their feet as well. And for the warmer months, or depending where you're located, if it's really hot, humid, we want to ensure that we're drying our clients. I find a drying powder is a great way to prevent that kind of stickiness that you can kind of feel after your spray tan. It helps to the drying process speed up much quicker so my clients can get dressed right away. And finally, a couple different items: client consultation form and business or marketing materials are things that you might want to consider having. Definitely you want to have a consultation form and a waiver built into your booking process to ensure that you're protecting yourself and gathering the appropriate information about the clients. And then marketing materials in order to obviously start growing your business. Okay, so let's talk about prep for your clients. One of the things about spray tanning, and sometimes people are hesitant about starting spray tanning because there are so many variables involved. So even though you might do the absolute best job ever at spray tanning, if they don't prep properly, unfortunately, sometimes that can result in unevenness, patchiness, the solution kind of not sticking to some areas. So we want to ensure that we have equipped the clients to succeed as best as possible. And these are the ways that we can do that. I think the biggest and most important is exfoliation. So if they have dry skin and their skin is shedding off and we spray them over top of that dry, dead skin, that skin is going to fade off unevenly. And what do you think is going to happen with the spray tan? So we need to ensure that the skin is fresh. We don't want them to be aggressive with the exfoliation. We don't want them to damage their skin. However, we want them to slough off any excess dead skin that's ready to go. So we have a nice even base, a nice canvas for that spray tan to adhere to. We definitely don't want them waxing after a fresh spray tan. That will completely or mostly remove the spray tan and it's going to look crazy. The shaving is not as bad. However, it might lighten the spray tan a little bit if they shave after their fresh spray tan. So I recommend that they do the hair removal 24 hours before they come in for their appointment. Now, although we don't want them to come with moisturizer on their skin at the time of the appointment, we do want them to prepare their skin leading up to the appointment. So tell them to concentrate on moisturizing their skin that week leading up to it, and especially focusing on those dry areas. In the actual appointment, we want them to come with fresh, clean skin. So no perfume, lotion, deodorant, anything that could hinder the absorption of the application. Now, if they do happen to come with it, you could offer a removal or exfoliation treatment. You could just give them a baby wipe and they can actually wipe their underarms if they have deodorant on, makeup remover, things like that. So you can provide those just in case they don't follow the instructions. So it's important to ask them when they come in. However, I want you guys to have all of these instructions ready to go out as soon as they book their appointment so that they understand the expectation, what they need to do before they come in. Now, for after the appointment, we want them to wear loose, dark, baggy clothing. So nothing that's too tight. We want to avoid anything that might cause friction or rubbing on the skin. If it's too tight, the solution will absorb into that fabric and it might not develop evenly. Okay, so obviously I can't show you everything on this little step-by-step. However, I want to give you guys some tips and I hope this helps you. And of course, if you're looking for full training or more in-depth application techniques, then I do have a virtual or in-person option where we can go into a lot more depth about that. This is just a taste for you, okay? Now, even though I've had very little people have reactions, there is a possibility. So if you know specifically has had a reaction to DHA or any self-tanner in the past, or just has very sensitive skin, then I recommend doing a test patch on them where they're going to come in, you're going to do a small area of their body, especially for brides or someone where it's a really important occasion. We don't want to be leaving it to like the day before their wedding or 2 days before their wedding. So if they are nervous, and this is something you could have in your intake form as well to find out if they do have any chance of reaction, then you can suggest that they come in for a test or a trial or a patch test to make sure that there's going to be no issues. But overall, I've had only 3 people ever really have reactions in the 15 years I've been spray tanning. Now, there's 2 different methods that you can do when it comes to spray tanning. You can do horizontal, so back and forth, or you can do vertical, up and down. So I actually teach the vertical method because I find it a lot more efficient and effective. So we're actually going to be spraying from the top of the body down, and the client is going to be moving in a clockwise position with several different angles to ensure that you are creating flawless results and even results all over the entire body. But I always like to start on the upper, moving my way down, going with very even passes, and we're going to have consistent speed. So if you move at a different speed on the body, for example, then the spray tan solution is going to be darker or lighter. So having that same consistent flow is going to help create with that even application. Now, I like to recommend using a feathering technique on the areas to prevent demarcation. And what I mean by that is when we're spraying the arm, for example, we don't want to just stop. Otherwise, you're going to have a demarcation right here. So a feathering means we're going to fade lightly off in order to create like an ombre effect. This is a really important technique to use near joints like wrists and ankles. We want to avoid oversaturating these areas because those are the areas that tend to pull the solution more. So we want to create a softer application on those areas. So the distance is going to change slightly further away from the body in those areas. And I told you guys before about how the gun continues to spray air, to blow air on the body. This is something that we're going to take advantage of on those dry areas, and it's going to prevent oversaturation. Okay, so oversaturation is where you're going to get unnatural or orangey looking effects on the skin. So we want to prevent that. So we want to make sure that we're not oversaturating. We're using that feathering technique, and we're drying to prevent creases as well. So smooth, even strokes. We don't want to be jerky. We want to go even and smooth. And we're going to be following the shape of the body. You can use tools like blending brushes, large makeup puffs to kind of mind the details. So afterwards, or if you're not too sure, if you see it looks like uneven in any areas, you can go ahead and use those tools to blend and kind of puff them in, circular motions, blend to ensure everything is nice and smooth. Now you want to do your best to keep a consistent distance from the body unless you are using that technique where you're feathering off and you're intentionally trying to create a more diffused or lighter application. If you're working really close, you're going to get a more concentrated application. If you're working very far, it's not going to be as controlled and you're going to get a lot of overspray. I usually only take about maybe 1 to 2 minutes to dry my clients, a combination with using the air hose. So this is when I disconnect my hose from my gun, and I'm going to then be spraying the client with just the air and then drying them with a setting powder. I do want to share that one tip that's really helpful is to concentrate on the sticky area. So under the breasts, armpits, back of the knees, side of the body, especially if they're curvier and they have skin to skin touching on their waist, underneath the bum, anywhere where you're going to have skin to skin potentially touching at some point or has a higher chance of perspiration. Okay, I want to dig into some learning opportunities, aka some troubleshooting. So some things that will be helpful to ensure that you don't make the mistakes that I see in a lot of these spray tanning forums, okay? Also, I have a lot of different tutorials and troubleshooting tips and videos for free on my YouTube page. One thing I want to say is consistency is really important. Try to be steady as possible. And one tip, when you're moving down the body, we're going to do it in sections. You're not going to go from head to toe in one quick spray. We're going to work section by section. That way you can move and manipulate your body in your position to ensure that you're having an even, steady application for the whole entire body, okay? And one thing I would like to say as well is that we're not trying to create a really heavy, saturated, or drippy application. I prefer light touches and layering if needed. Now, the feet and hands can be super tricky, but with the techniques that I've talked about, using the feathering techniques, using the barrier cream, and properly educating your clients on how to maintain the tan, you can prevent these items from happening. A couple tips for feet is to spray for a little bit further away so we're not oversaturating, and we're using barrier cream on the feet. The hands, same thing, barrier cream, lighter applications. Also, we're going to have them create a large bear claw so that way we're not getting little white lines in the knuckles. And we don't want them too tight, otherwise you're going to miss the inside of the fingers. So as if they're holding like maybe beach ball, something like that, nice and large, so that the hands are tucked. And you can also manually bend them. Depending where you live, if you are in the States, you might not be able to touch your clients, so you can just do a visual like this. If you're in Canada, you can actually touch and kind of put them in the position. That's really helpful. Now this picture here, you'll see that the hand is stained. So whether this happened potentially with, it looks like they touched their body afterwards, but maybe the spray tan artist didn't use a barrier cream, and that could be part of the reason as well. But we want to ensure that we're giving proper instructions to the client, so not to touch their skin. Even be careful when getting dressed after while the tan is developing. This picture here, the skin looks green. So the skin is green, most likely because the spray tan solution that they used had oxidized and it could be expired. So to know if your solution is gone bad, it's changed. Usually it turns green or gray or black. So if you spray your clients and it looks extremely green, it's because the spray tan solution has got to go. So I want you to consider that your solutions do have a shelf life and keep them out of the sun, okay? So 6 months is the common shelf life for most solutions, but you can also test them if you haven't used it in a while. Just by putting some on a paper towel to see if it turns really, really green, then you'll know that it's got to go. Make sure your clients are as dry as possible before they leave, so that way they're not getting transfer or smudging or anything like that happening, and that you want to ensure that they leave looking as good as possible, and that during the time that they're at home, things aren't getting messed up either. And sometimes the spray comes out unevenly because of the maintenance of your gun. So I actually have a free video on YouTube as well on how to maintain your spray tanning gun. But you want to ensure that all the pieces are working correctly and that you clean it frequently in order to prevent any damage or buildup happening in the gun. If you're looking for full pre and post spray tanning instructions, I also have that on my YouTube channel, and you can go ahead and watch those videos on the instructions that I send out to my clients. Okay, I want to provide you guys with just some motivation and tips to get out there and get started with confidence. I would say the only way you're going to know if it's for you is to, first of all, if you haven't had a spray tan, go out to a reputable place and get a spray tan and see how you like the experience for yourself. Because I truly believe if you love being spray tan, it's going to be a lot more exciting for you to offer this experience for others because you understand how great it is. And if you're motivated to earn some extra money, that spray tanning can be a great and easy way for you to do this, whether it's the comfort of your home, whether you're offering mobile, a couple days a week. There's so many different opportunities. Maybe you're going to rent a room in a salon or eventually open your own salon or do like a solo salon. There's so many different ways that you can do it. I know spray tan artists that have started spraying out of the shower in their house. Like, start wherever you are and don't let it being perfect deter you from starting. Just start wherever you are. And of course, I'm biased and I want you guys to grow as fast as possible. And I love supporting you. And if you're interested, I would love for you to take training with me, whether it be the virtual option, if you're not located near me or not able to come, or if you are looking for that hands-on opportunity, then I promise you, if you take the training with me, you're going to leave feeling confident and you will have the support that you need to get through those kind of hurdles in the beginning to allow you to grow your business successfully. It's always my goal, even to this day, to continue to improve the services that I offer, that my team offers, to continue taking training, continue elevating what I know so that I continue to offer a great service for my clients, but also for my students so that I know I'm bringing the newest, the best, and the most informed information to my students as well as my clients. So I'm super passionate about always continuously learning to grow so that I can support those who trust me with their spray tanning or their spray tanning business. And then, of course, no matter what you decide to do, you need to practice. So whether you do take training with me or you decide to do it on your own, you have to practice. So I tell people that by 10 clients, by 10 models that you spray, you should be feeling pretty good about offering spray tanning. So by 10 people, you're going to spray tan 10 people and you're going to ask them for feedback and you're going to make improvements with every single spray tan that you do. And then, of course, you're going to be playing around with different techniques with your gun, with different application techniques, with different solutions. There's so many to try out there. So get some samples and start playing around with it and get feedback from real people. Now, if you're ready to go full force in your business, then you're going to have to invest some time and energy into growing the back end of your business, into marketing, creating content, social media, all of those things. And that does take time and energy. So I want to be honest with you that people aren't just going to show up out of the blue. You're going to have to be willing to put yourself out there and be willing to, invest some time and energy into letting people know exactly what you do and what you offer in order for them to trust you and come in and have a vulnerable experience like getting a spray tan. And I highly recommend taking a variety of trainings and doing it as often as you have time and you can afford to do, because with every single training that you do, you're going to learn something new. Every single spray tanning event you attend, every single webinar you join or course you participate in, you're going to learn something new. You're going to be remotivated. You're going to be excited. You're going to have something new to bring to the table. And that really is what keeps us going as spray tan artists and keeps your business thriving, is continuously improving and gaining confidence and becoming better at what you do. This is my beautiful team of ladies that help me with spray tanning. I couldn't do it without them. And I'm really excited for the journey that the spray tanning is going to take for you. If we're not already friends on Instagram, hit me up at Priceless Beautygram. And I want to just tell you guys too that the training is really going to help you elevate and move your needle forward much quicker than if you were to try to do it on your own. And I know sometimes creating that initial investment can be a little bit scary because you just don't know what's going to happen. But I promise you that if you invest time and energy into yourself and your business, you will see the return on your investment 100%, 1000%. And fun fact, that artists who take professional training earn 20 to 30% more per service. So I know you're going to be able to attract more clients quicker, more confidently, create better results, be able to understand how to market to them better, and you will be able to kind of fast track your growth. Your retention rate will be significantly higher because you'll be able to turn to somebody who understands what it takes to grow and thrive in a spray tanning business. So no gatekeeping here. Be happy to help you. My programs do include a 30-day mentorship, as well as you can be part of our spray tanning online community where there's tons and tons of resources for you. Will save you so much time and energy. You're welcome to YouTube all of the things, but everything will be in one place for you. So you'll be able to take all the information and put it into practice immediately. If you're wanting to avoid some of the hurdles that I had to go through, fast track your success, it's going to mean fewer mistakes for you. You're going to be more confident and clients will be able to feel that energy and they'll be able to trust you when they get those great results from the get-go. So here's a little breakdown of what is included in the beginner spray tanning program. So we just quickly ran through kind of, like I said, a little taste of what spray tanning entails and some tips and tricks that I have for you, but we're going to go into much more depth into all these different areas to ensure that you have a full and complete understanding of what it really takes to be able to effectively select the right solutions, to create good results, how to grow your business, proper health and safety, pre and post in-depth client care maintenance with templates so that you can start implementing these right away. I want you guys to build out your business and not just be great spray tan artists, because if nobody can find you and you don't operate effectively, it's going to be detrimental to the growth or the retention of your clients in your business. Of course, I'm going to go in depth for all of the application techniques for whether you do in-person or virtual. We go into depth so that way you can understand exactly what are those angles, how fast do I move my hand, what are the settings on the gun, what solution should I choose, okay? All of those things that will be quite overwhelming if you don't have somebody supporting you on there. No orange guarantee. We never want our clients to go orange. That is the big kind of scary thing about spray tanning, like, is it going to be orange? So I'm going to provide you with the confidence to have a no orange guarantee in your applications. Having the right intake forms, frequently asked questions, waivers, all those things to protect you and to ensure that your clients are prepared and don't have to keep asking you the same question over and over and over, okay? And then, of course, how to grow your spray tanning business. So marketing, branding, client retention, social media, all of those different things. How to effectively price your business and your services based on where you're located, the type of service that you're providing, all of those different factors that we take into consideration. And ultimately, I want you to create and be able to deliver a luxury 5-star experience for your clients. I want people to find you on Google because you have 300 5-star reviews. That is my goal. That's what we have been able to achieve, and I want you to be able to achieve that too. Of course, I'm going to go into a little bit more about some of those advanced techniques as well. However, when you're starting out, I recommend that you just get into the fundamentals and really get confident in understanding all of these different components of the spray tanning before you move into doing things like clear spray tanning for weddings or contouring techniques and things like that. And then instead of you having to scour the internet for all the different resources, I'm going to provide you with a list and links to all the different resources in one easy place, so that way you don't have to spend so much time researching. I've spent years and years finding all of the right tools, equipment, resources for you, and they're all in one convenient place. So guys, here we are at the end, and I want you just to picture, future self, what this could look like and what this could mean for your life and business, and be open to the opportunities, because you just never know what might happen if you say yes. It is a very considerably low investment in your time and your money in order to create something that could be epic. Okay. If you were to think, oh, I want to go back to school for something, that could be thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars in years of your life. For the spray tanning, you could literally take the virtual program and within a week, you could start spraying. With the in-person, same thing. You could contact us, get training within the next couple weeks, and be taking paying clients within a month. So you can actually start this quite quickly, and you can make your money back with your investment. Depending on how quickly, if you hit the ground running, you can do it very quickly. Some of my past students, especially those who already have businesses that are established beauty businesses, it's so easy just to add this new service in there. If you've never operated your own business or never been in the beauty industry, it will take a little bit longer because there's more learning curves for you to implement, and you have to start building your client from scratch. However, that doesn't mean that it's not possible for you. If this is something that you're feeling really excited about and you're like, yes, this is the right time for me, I want to get moving, I invite you to learn more about the programs and trainings that I offer by scanning this here or going to my website at priceless-beauty.com. I just want you guys to know that the sky is really the limit when it comes to having your own business, and spray tanning is a really great and lucrative sector to be in. I absolutely love it. And I'm really excited for those who are looking to move forward in this chapter of your lives. Okay, I hope that helped. I hope you're feeling excited and motivated. And if you have any additional questions, feel free to reach out to me.